Hey guys, welcome back to the Thriller Thursday. This is the 15th Thriller Thursday of the week.
Either 15 or 16. I might be off a little bit, but I think it's 15 or 16. That's all you gotta say?
Before we get to a Thriller Thursday, hit the subscribe button. Remember, we choose our 3 lucky subscribers. So, for today. So who was our 3 lucky subscribers?
A few minutes later.
Okay, this is our lucky subscriber. I write subs for short.
Okay. Our lucky sub. Okay. Well, that's a good question. So if I have 1 million subs, will I need 1 million boards or what?
Yeah, you're gonna have to buy 1 million boards.
Nah, that's too much. That's too much. We'll get like a big whiteboard.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't think we need to get 1 million small ones. It's too much.
Or what if you had 100 million?
No, I'm getting one big one. So last week there wasn't an episode, and that was cause I was overwhelmed.
Can I spin that wheel?
Yeah, let me finish talking. I was basically just overwhelmed with all the stuff I had going on, and not even just with streaming and stuff like that, because that's not hard to deal with. But outside of that, I was just mad busy, burnt out. Could have continued with the last episode, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just do a weekly reset and just continue. Not like nothing happened, but just continue, bro. I don't want to dwell too much on the past, because that's gonna make me slow down, and I'm not trying to be in that mentality. So yeah, soon we get today.
Three,
still got the tab.
2, 1. So 22.
SCP-999, the Tickle Monster.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-999.
Look at this thing. It looks so innocent. It's safe. I'm about to say there's no way this is like a dangerous thing. It has to be safe. If this was like the worst thing, this would be crazy.
Class: Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-999 is allowed to freely roam the facility should it desire to, but otherwise must stay in its pen either between 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. for sleeping, or during emergency lockdowns for its own safety. Subject is not allowed out of its pen at night or off facility grounds at any time. Pen is to be kept clean and food replaced twice daily. All personnel are allowed inside SCP-999's holding area, but only if they are not assigned to other tasks at the time, or if they are on a break. Subject is to be played with when bored and spoken to in a calm, non-threatening tone. Description: SCP-999 appears to be a large, amorphous, gelatinous mass of translucent orange slime, weighing about...
I knew it. I knew it was slime. You could just tell. It was either like some alien goob or something like that.
That monster looks ugly.
He looks cute.
But it's a monster, and monsters aren't real.
It's safe though. It's not a dangerous one.
Okay.
About 54 kilograms with a consistency similar to that of peanut butter. Subject's size and shape is easily malleable and can change shape at will, though when at rest, SCP-999 becomes a rounded, oblate dome roughly 2 meters wide and 1 meter in height. The surface of SCP-999 consists of a thin, transparent membrane similar to that of an animal's cell, roughly 0.5 centimeters thick, and is highly elastic, allowing SCP-999...
He said he will sleep with 999. Now he's not saying he will sleep it. That's crazy. Probably doesn't even like take damage. It's like Majin Buu, you know.
He's so fat. Even if he jumps in a pool, the water goes out of the earth.
What did Majin Buu do to you?
999 to flatten portions of its body up to 2 centimeters thin. This surface is also hydrophobic, although SCP-999 can willfully absorb liquids. See Addendum 999-A. The rest of SCP-999's body is filled with a viscous orange substance of unknown chemical makeup, though it is capable of digesting organic materials with ease. Subject's temperament is best described as playful and dog-like. When approached, SCP-999 will often react with overwhelming elation, slithering over to the nearest person and leaping upon them, hugging them with a pair of pseudopods while nuzzling the person's face with a third pseudopod, all the while emitting high-pitched gurgling and cooing noises. The surface of SCP-999 emits a pleasing odor.
I don't even want to intimidate. I don't even want to, like, you know what I mean? I don't think I want to repeat that sound that I think he's making. That'd be very interesting.
That differs with whomever it is interacting with. Recorded scents include chocolate, fresh laundry,
Amen.
bacon, roses, and Play-Doh. Simply touching SCP-999's surface causes an immediate mild euphoria, which intensifies the longer one is exposed to SCP-999 and lasts long after separation from the creature. Subject's favorite activity is tickle wrestling, often by completely enveloping a person from the neck down and tickling them until asked to stop, though it does not always immediately comply with this request. Though injuries may occur, SCP-999 has never been found to purposefully attempt to harm others, and will immediately back away and contract its body into a quivering mound while gurgling in a similar manner to a whimpering dog, seemingly apologizing for hurting someone on accident. While the creature will interact with anyone, it seems to have a special interest in those who are unhappy or hurt in any way. Persons suffering from crippling depression or PTSD, for example, have reported having a far more positive outlook on life after multiple interactions with SCP-999. The possibility of
Also, I feel like this is like people, like usually this is probably why people have pets, because like just for that emotional support, probably help them out a lot. This is kind of what I think of it. Like I resonate as like having a pet. Not even someone you can talk to, just, you know, just there for like when you feel bad, you can cuddle them and all that type of stuff, you know.
Manufacturing antidepressants from SCP-999 slime is currently being discussed. In addition to its playful behavior, SCP-999 seems to love all animals, especially humans, refusing to eat any meat and even risking its own life to save others. On one occasion, leaping in front of a person to take a bullet fired at them. Subject's intellect is still up for debate. Though its behavior is infantile, it seems to understand human speech and most modern technology, including guns. SCP-999's diet consists entirely of candy and sweets,
Majin Buu. Tell you, Majin Buu.
with M&Ms and Necco wafers being its favorites. Its eating methods are similar to those of an amoeba. Addendum: SCP-999-A. Reminder to all staff. SCP-999 is not to consume caffeinated soft drinks of any kind. Last week, someone gave SCP-999 a can of cola along with its usual breakfast. Not only was it literally bouncing off the walls for half an hour, the carbonation made SCP-999 visibly queasy afterwards, and it refused to move or eat the rest of the day.
Queasy? Am I thinking what queasy, like gassy? Am I? Maybe is that? This music is so unnecessary. You think so?
SCP-999.
It's like, yeah, it's like trying to make it sound so intimidating when it's just like the whole time it's literally like the most innocent thing ever. Like this song Loki made me think like this is gonna take a dark turn. Like you would honestly think that his face, his smile would turn into a frown when this music came on. And why did they zoom? You see how they're zooming into his face closer and closer? I didn't even peep that. Like, what are they trying to prove here?
9 has thankfully recovered since, but the staff member in question has been reprimanded. Dr. Addendum: SCP-999-B. The following is a report from an experiment in which SCP-682 is exposed to SCP-999 in the hopes that it will curb the creature's omnicidal rage.
So far, Pika Bot Bruv is our lucky subscriber.
Yeah, he is.
SCP-2 is exposed to SCP-999 in the hopes that it will curb the creature's omnicidal rage.
SCP-999 is released into SCP-682's containment area. SCP-999 immediately slithers towards SCP-682. SCP-999 moves in front of SCP-682, jumping up and down in a dog-like manner while calling out in a high-pitched squealing noise. SCP-682 immediately steps on SCP-999, completely flattening SCP-999. Observers were about to abort the experiment when SCP-682 started talking again.
I might need this in my life.
SCP-999 can be seen crawling up from between SCP-682's toes, up along its side and around its neck, where it clings on and begins gently nuzzling with its pseudopod. A wide grin slowly spreads across SCP-682's face.
It can make the toughest dude the sweetest dude ever. That's crazy. I might need something like this.
It killed him.
No, I didn't.
Or more just tickled him.
Yeah, it's making him happy. So you have no idea, really?
Or it's tickling him to death.
No, I don't think so.
SCP-682 repeats the word happy for several minutes, laughing occasionally before escalating into non-stop laughter. As laughter continues, SCP-682 rolls around on its back, slamming its tail upon the floor with dangerous force. SCP-682 and SCP-999 continue the tickle fight until SCP-682 finally wears down and appears to fall asleep
What are you doing? What are you doing?
with what would appear to be a smile on its face. After 15 minutes with no activity, 2 D-Class personnel enter the room to retrieve SCP-999. When SCP-999 is removed, SCP-682 immediately wakes up and unleashes an unidentifiable wave of energy from its body, all the while laughing manically.
Oh.
All persons within the wave's range collapse into crippling fits of laughter, allowing SCP-682 to escape and slaughter all in its path. Meanwhile, SCP-999 quickly rescues as many persons as it can, taking them to a safe place to recover from SCP-682's laughter wave, while agents suppress and recontain SCP-682. Despite the tragedy that SCP-682 had brought upon the facility, SCP-999 has not shown any fear towards the creature, and in fact has made gestures suggesting it wants to play with SCP-682 again. 682, however, has stated that feculent little can even die.
Well, they ain't.
Memo from Dr. While the test was unsuccessful and ended in tragedy,
Make sure to subscribe, Rebellions, to be on our board.
had to be the funniest thing I have ever seen. I never thought I'd see the day when I would regard SCP-682 as cute. Please send me a copy of the security tapes as soon as possible. I'm just gonna end this lecture with a piece of advice. Don't try and use 999 as some kind of therapy. It doesn't
Yeah, see, I said that. Oh, no.
work, and you just end up getting banned from its pen. It happened to my friend. Turns out something that eats M&Ms and Necco wafers doesn't really taste that good when it's coming in, or feel that good when it's coming out. I know. Too much information. Sorry, it's been a long week. Anyway, thank you for listening, if indeed you still are, and you are all dismissed.
It's good to have a look at 682. I mean, why not? Since we was already since he's already being talked about, why not? Hard to destroy reptile.
Good afternoon, everyone. For those of you who don't know, my name is Agent Max Lombardi, Senior Agent Max Lombardi. For reasons I can't go into right now, Researcher Miller is still out of action. So I'm gonna be taking this little, I don't know, what is it called? Classroom session. So, skip we're gonna be looking at today is an old favorite, SCP-682, Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-682 must be destroyed
So 999 could just calm down a Keter like that. Interesting.
as soon as possible. At this time, no means available to SCP teams are capable of destroying SCP-682, only able to cause massive physical damage. SCP-682 should be contained within a 5 meter by 5 meter by 5 meter chamber with a 25 centimeter reinforced acid-resistant steel plate lining all inside surfaces. The containment chamber should be filled with hydrochloric acid until SCP-682 is submerged and incapacitated. Any attempts of SCP-682 to move, speak, or containment breach should be reacted to quickly. Forbidden to speak to SCP-682, for fear of provoking a rage state. All unauthorized personnel attempting to communicate with SCP-682 will be restrained and removed by force. Due to its frequent attempts at containment breach, difficulty of containment and incapacitation, and high threat of Foundation exposure, SCP-682 is to be contained in sight. The Foundation will use the best of its resources to maintain all land within 50 kilometers clear of human development. It's kinda simple. Okay, let's move on. Description. SCP-682 is a large, vaguely reptile creature of unknown origin. It appears to be extremely intelligent and was observed to engage in complex communication with SCP-79 during their limited time of exposure. SCP-682 appears to have hatred of all life. Who doesn't? Which has been expressed in several interviews during containment. See Addendum 682-B. We're going to take a listen to that in a moment, so sit tight. SCP-682 has always been observed to have extremely high strength, speed, reflexes, though exact levels vary with its form. 682's physical body grows and changes very quickly, growing or decreasing in size as it consumes or sheds material. SCP-682 gains energy from anything it ingests, organic or inorganic. Digestion seems to be aided by a set of filtering gills inside of SCP-682's nostrils, which are able to remove usable matter from any liquid solution, enabling it to constantly regenerate from the acid it's contained in. SCP-682's regenerative capabilities and resilience are staggering, and SCP-682 has been seen moving and speaking, with its body 87% destroyed or rotted. In case of containment breach, SCP-682 is to be tracked and recaptured by all available mobile task forces, and no teams with fewer than 7 members are cleared to engage it. To date, attempted breaches have numbered at 17, while successful breaches have numbered at 6. Alright, let me get this little doohickey here.
That's a bad ratio. What?
There we go. Okay, this is Addendum 682B, portion of recorded transcript of... and play.
Now, why did you kill those fathers? If you don't talk now, we will remove you from this attempt and place you back into... Pardon? Speak up. Move the mic up closer. That microphone only has so much gain. Move closer to it.
His throat's messed up, man. Look at it. He ain't talking. Disgusting.
Yeah. Pretty fucked up, right? Okay, so this is Addendum 682D. Breaches with 682. Listen, I'm gonna level with you here. You can see this right now. Pretty much all of it is redacted. It's just a big bundle of redacted. I'll give you the shortened version. Alright? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Handled by Agent Redacted. Personnel, insert number here. Killed. That's all you need to know. All you need to know. Unless anybody here knew somebody called B211. Anyone? I didn't think so. Alright, let's move on. Addendum 682-E. Termination options. Log of events 682E18. Dr. attempts to use SCP-409 on SCP-682. General, and Dr. observing. 0400 hours. Exposure. SCP-682 began to tear at the point of contact, causing massive trauma to the area. SCP-682 requests several times to know what it's been exposed to. 0800 hours. Crystallization begins, spreading much slower than normal. 1200 hours. SCP-682 shows signs of extreme pain and begins having seizures. 1300 hours. Crystallization stops at 62% conversion. Crystallized area explodes, causing massive physical trauma to SCP-682. 1400 hours. SCP-682 recovers from exposure. Despite the loss of all limbs and organs, SCP-682 begins regeneration, stating that it will attempt to kill and consume all staff involved in Event 682-E18. SCP-682 appears to now be immune to SCP-409. The use of other SCP items to terminate SCP-682 must now be first tested on samples of 682 before full-scale testing. It's just common sense, people. In accordance, the doctor's recommendations, see Document 27B-6, Dr. and Dr. have requested permission to attempt the termination of SCP-682 using SCP-689. The request is currently pending approval from... It is also being suggested by Dr. Gears to use SCP-182 in an attempt to communicate with SCP-682. SCP-182 has expressed reluctance and refuses to enter the containment chamber of SCP-682, if at all possible. 182's got a real good head on his shoulders, trust me. Yes, me. Stick it in a spaceship, jettison it into space, make sure it doesn't hit the sun. You hear that? Make sure it doesn't hit the sun.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, folks, it's been a pleasure. Me and my buddy Barnes got a game of poker going. Who's game? Come on. Come on. This guy.
SCP stands for Special Endorsement Pursuiter.
To Special Endorsement Pursuiter?
Oh, a Special I forgot the C.
Oh, for SCP?
Yeah.
It was secure, contain, protect.
Oh, secure, contain, protect.
Contain.
Oh, secure. Oh, special contain, procedure.
No, secure, contain, protect.
Oh, secure, contain, secure, contain, protect.
Yeah.
Guy, this guy right here. Okay, I'm going. Okay, if you want to come, come.
So that's the end of our episode 20.
No, it's not episode 20. It's just the 20. It's number 20 on the list, though, but it's not episode 20. Interesting. The fact that 999 was able to tame that's still baffling because I don't know. I wonder if it can do that to like Euclid. Would that even matter for Euclid? Because Euclid got the craziest ones, honestly, though. Like, it might be able to contain a Euclid. What you doing? Okay. Next EP. We already got 2 out the way because, this one just piggybacked off the last one. Let's see what we get here. This might be a 10. Yeah. 10. We got another cutie. This is another safe one? Okay. SCP-131, the iPods. I forgot. Oh, I see what you did. Okay. I see what you did there.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-131. Object Class: Safe. Special Containment Procedures. No special safety procedures are to be taken with SCP-131-A and SCP-131-B. They are free to travel about Site-19 so long as they do not attempt to enter any restricted areas or attempt to leave the facility. Casual contact with the subjects is permitted, but it is recommended that such contact be kept to a minimum to prevent the creatures from forming an attachment to personnel. Hourly tabs are to be kept on subjects at all times. Failure to account for their presence at these times constitutes a Level 1 lockdown situation. Any report of abuse or mistreatment of the subjects will result in a harsh reprimand. Description: SCP-131-A and SCP-131-B, affectionately named the iPods by personnel, are a pair of teardrop-shaped creatures roughly 30 centimeters in height, with a single blue eye in the middle of their bodies. SCP-131-A is a burnt orange color, while SCP-131-B is a mustard yellow. At the base of each creature is a wheel-like protrusion which allows for locomotion, suggesting that the creatures may be biomechanical in origin. The subjects can move surprisingly fast, covering over 60 meters in a matter of seconds. The subjects, however, lack a braking system, which has led to some rather spectacular, if not overly amusing, mishaps involving the creatures. The subjects have also shown the ability to climb sheer surfaces and have gotten lost in the air vents on more than one occasion. The subjects seem to have the intelligence of common house cats and are insatiably curious. Most of the time, they simply roll around the facility, observing personnel at work and catching peeks of other safe-class SCPs. The subjects seem to be able to communicate with each other via an untranslatable high-pitched babbling. The subjects have never been observed to blink, even in laboratories when the subjects have been videotaped for over 18 consecutive hours.
I mean, they're saying they're like biomechanical, so it makes sense why they can't blink.
Wait, they can't blink because they're an SCP, and then they have their eyes open and they have no eyelids.
They're just not like. They're not like.
They're
like mechanical. They're like robots, pretty much. I guess something like that.
Wait, so it could be watching you when you're sleeping?
I don't think so. I hope not.
The subjects seem to respond well to any affection given to them and will quickly bond to the giver of said affection, much in the same way a puppy bonds with a human being. They will follow anyone or anything they've made a bond with anywhere, even into normally restricted areas. Although curious, the subjects can sense danger in their general vicinity, and if the object of their bond begins to approach something they register as dangerous, for example, Euclid or Keter class objects, they will swarm around their bonded companion's feet or approximate extremities, while babbling in a panicked tone as if to warn them. Because of the daily dangers faced by Site-19 staff in dealing with Euclid and Keter class objects, it is recommended that staff avoid making attempts to bond with the subjects, as it can pose a distraction during delicate operations and experiments and may pose a danger to the subjects themselves. See Addendum 131-1. If the subjects are ignored by their bonded target long enough, they will eventually lose interest and return to their normal activities. It should be noted that the subjects require no real care or maintenance from the site staff. They do not eat, leave droppings, or even sleep. It would seem that the only sustenance they require is visual stimulation, although this requires further study to verify. Subjects SCP
We just like some androids. Like infinite, probably have like infinite energy. Makes sense.
SCP-131-A and SCP-131-B were found in a cornfield outside in the year 19. They were promptly transported to Site-19 via and were then downgraded to Safe Class and given free reign across the site once it became clear they were not broadcasting what they saw to any hostile foreign powers. Addendum 131-1. During an incident that took place on the subjects followed one of the cleaning staff on routine cleaning of the container of SCP-173. After their normal attempts to warn the cleaner of the danger were ignored, the creatures rushed into the container in front of him and the other two personnel on duty. Once inside, the staff members observed the subjects sitting in front of SCP-173 and watching it intently, as if aware it could only move if unobserved. The cleaners ignored the presence of the subjects and continued with the bi-weekly cleaning as per standard procedures. When the cleaning crew left, the subjects did as well, rolling backwards slowly and never taking their eyes off of SCP-173. Current applications of SCP-131-A and SCP-131-B as wardens for SCP-173 and perhaps other SCP which require constant observation, such as SCP-689, are being considered.
SCP-173 is the scariest one.
I think that about does it for today. Thank you all for listening, and you are all dismissed.
SCP-173 is the scariest one because people are gonna start shooting him.
What makes us say that?
I have found it out on Roblox.
Oh, you already seen it before.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 26.
About 20? Okay.
23.
Well, I feel like this might be a long one too. SCP-4071 Mal Zero version 1.0. Malo or Mal Zero? I don't know what. I don't know the pronounce.
The following data release has been authorized by the following council members. Level 2 access granted. Archival document. Marlow, version 1.0.0.
4. Never settle for those awkward feelings of being alone ever again. Mallow is an exciting and interactive experience that will keep you engaged and intrigued. The anxiety of social situations can be nerve-wracking, but after just a few hours of Mallow, you will soon forget about all those painful emotions of disappointment. Be a part of the new craze that is quickly becoming the next social substitute. Remember, the more you participate, the more Mallow will engage you. Your experience is completely up to you. Absolutely no ads. Enjoy.
Description: SCP-1471 is a free 9.8 megabyte application for mobile devices named Marlow version 1.0.0 in online application stores. SCP-1471 has no listed developer and is somehow able to bypass the application approval process to go directly to distribution. SCP-1471 is also able to avoid removal by other program manager applications. After SCP-1471 is installed, no icons or shortcuts are created for the application. SCP-1471 will then begin to send the individual images through text messaging every 3 to 6 hours. All images will contain SCP-1471-A either within the background or foreground. SCP-1471-A appears as a large humanoid figure with a canid-like skull and black hair. During the first 24 hours following the installation of SCP-1471, the mobile device will receive images taken at locations commonly frequented by the individual. After 48 hours, the mobile device will receive images taken at locations that were recently visited by the individual. After 72 hours, the mobile device will receive images of the individual in real time with SCP-1471-A appearing within close proximity to the subject. Individuals with greater than 90 hours of exposure to these continuous images will begin to briefly visualize SCP-1471-A within their peripheral vision, reflective surfaces, or a combination of the two. Continued exposure to SCP-1471 after this point will cause irreversible and sustained visualizations of SCP-1471-A. Individuals at this stage have reported periodic attempts made by SCP-1471-A to visually communicate with them, but fail to understand or comprehend these actions. Currently, the only known treatment to reverse SCP-1471's effect is to eliminate the individual's visual exposure to these images prior to 90 hours after installation. To date, no apparent hostile activity has been reported regarding SCP-1471-A. Special Containment Procedures. All mobile devices that have SCP-1471 installed are to be confiscated and analysed for any potential leads to other possibly affected devices. Afterwards, affected devices are to have their batteries removed, be assigned a designation, and be placed in Storage Unit 91 at Research Site 45. All online application stores for mobile devices are to be monitored to prevent any inadvertent sales of SCP-1471. Suspected devices are to be targeted using self-uploading malware in order to disable the device until it can be seized by field agents. And that concludes SCP-1471. I hope you've enjoyed it, and be sure to like and subscribe if you did. As I said at the start, there is a tale in connection with SCP. I will leave links below for those who want to read further. Next time I'm going to be starting the SCP-173 quadrilogy, starting with a remastered and redesigned SCP-173 video, and the SCP-173 revised entry as well, all in one big video for you.
Interesting, okay. I would not want to go through that. That's actually creepy.
Yeah, it looks that team is similar to the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 team, the Nightmare animatronics.
Oh, the Nightmare? The black one?
No, it looks like the one. It looks like the Nightmare Bonnie one. One of the Nightmare one from Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
Isn't that one black?
Yeah, the Nightmare's the black.
Yeah. Gotta see what digit this time. Okay.
8. The Shy Guy.
Let's begin. Item number SCP-096. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-096 is to be contained in its cell, a 5-meter cubed airtight steel cube, at all times. Weekly checks for any cracks or holes are mandatory. There are to be absolutely no video surveillance or optical tools of any kind inside SCP-096's cell. Security personnel will use pre-installed pressure sensors and laser detectors.
So this is supposed to be the Shy Guy? Bro, he's probably like 9 feet tall. What the? 2.36 meters in height. Imagine that. Now we gotta see what his face gotta be crazy, bro.
To ensure SCP-096's presence inside the cell. Any and all photographs, video, or recordings of SCP-096's likeness are strictly forbidden without approval from Dr. or O5. Description. SCP-096 is a humanoid creature measuring approximately 2.38 meters in height. Subject shows very little muscle mass, with preliminary analysis of body mass suggesting mild malnutrition. Arms are grossly out of proportion with the rest of the subject's body, with an approximate length of 1.5 meters each. Skin is mostly devoid of pigmentation, with no sign of any body hair. SCP-096's jaw can open to 4 times the norm of an average human. Other facial features remain similar to an average human, with the exception of the eyes, which are also devoid of pigmentation. It is not yet known whether SCP-096 is blind or not.
Bro, I got competition, dog. If this guy wasn't a shy guy, bro, he'd be a real problem, bro. Let's be honest. I honestly thought he was just like a really lean guy, but apparently he's malnutrition, which, yeah, you can kind of see that. Yeah. Does he not have a? Let me not ask that.
It shows no signs of any higher brain functions and is not considered to be sapient. SCP-096 is normally extremely docile, with pressure sensors inside its cell indicating it spends most of the day pacing by the eastern wall. However, when someone views SCP-096's face, whether it be directly, via video recording, or even a photograph, it will enter a stage of considerable emotional distress. SCP-096 will cover its face with its hands and begin screaming, crying, and babbling incoherently. Approximately 1 to 2 minutes after the first viewing, SCP-096 will begin running to the person who viewed its face, who will from this point on be referred to as SCP-096-1. Documented speeds have varied from 35 kilometers per hour to...
Imagine. Hold on. You say just run up on people?
Who will from this point on be referred to as SCP in running to the person who viewed its face.
Bro, imagine this freaking... Imagine a 2.38 meter tall dude run up to you. Slender, bro. No hair on his body. Bro, what? I'd be freaked out, bro. What? Because all of a sudden now you're not shy no more? You want to show your face? He's tracking the people that be looking at him. You can't even look at him, bro? Like, what?
Who will from this point on be referred to as SCP-096-1. Okay. Documented speeds have varied from 35 kilometers per hour to kilometers per hour, and seems to depend on the distance from SCP-096-1. At this point, no known material or method can impede SCP-096's progress. The actual position of SCP-096-1 does not seem to affect SCP-096's response. It seems to have an innate sense of SCP-096-1's location. Note: this reaction does not occur when viewing artistic depictions. See Document 096-1. Documentation 096-1 of Experiment 096-1. Experiment 096-1 is headed by Dr. Dan. Purpose is to test SCP-096's abilities while obtaining complete physical description of SCP-096. D-9031 is a 32-year-old convicted felon and former tattoo artist. D-9031 is placed inside Bathysphere 303A, which is then lowered in the Tonga Trench off the coast of New Zealand. Position is approximately 7 kilometers from SCP-096's temporary containment cell at site. The following was recorded via video surveillance inside Bathysphere 303A, between it and Dr. Dan's control site on the New Zealand mainland. Bathysphere 303A reaches final depth of 10,800 meters.
It stopped. What now? Do you feel fine? No sickness? Anything? My ears hurt. That should be expected. Now, on your left, you should see a steel container. Open it, and there will be a manila folder holding several photographs. Open it and describe the first photograph, please.
D-9031 complies. The camera is located so the photograph cannot be seen.
Nothing. It's an empty cell. Thank you. Please set this photograph face down in the receptacle to your right and look at the next photograph. It's the same cell, but there's a foot in it, I think. Describe it, please. It's pale and bony. Sort of creepy, actually. Place the photograph in the receptacle face down and look at the next one. Okay. Oh, shit! Describe the photograph. don't know some creepy-ass person. Describe the photograph, please. Hell, man. He's pale, has white eyes, and something up is happening with his mouth. What the hell is that thing?
At this point, approximately 1332 Standard Time, Dr. Dan and Experiment Control is notified that SCP-096 has breached containment. The fastest path to SCP-0961 has been cleared of civilians and other image-capturing devices, and SCP-096 is now being tracked by satellites via tracking collar.
On your right, there should be another steel container. Open it. It's a pad of paper and a pencil. Yes. Please draw a sketch of the photo you saw.
SCP-0961 mumbles an expletive and spends the next 20 minutes drawing a sketch of the
Damn. It's gotta be like a freak accident. Like when it started, I was over here like, I feel like he's here and it's not his fault. Like something happened and like it just changed his life like forever. And it was just completely out of his control. And now he's like feeling insecure about himself. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the backstory. Maybe they'll tell us. We'll see.
photograph. At the time of completion, SCP-096 is confirmed to be kilometers away from SCP-0961.
I'm done. Good. Place the drawing in the receptacle on your left and close the door.
SCP-0961 complies, and the sketch leaves Bathysphere 303A in a watertight buoyancy container. The other photographs are then incinerated in the onboard incinerator.
What now? Please stand by.
40 minutes pass. SCP-096 is now confirmed to be at SCP-0961's position and is diving.
Don't put me near that thing. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry you're the shy guy. This might have not been your fault, but bro, don't be next to me, gang. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Why y'all set him up like this? What are we doing?
Transponder signal ends at 9,339 meters as pressure goes beyond the device's operational limits. The camera shows the bathysphere shaking slightly. From SCP-0961's reaction, it is assumed SCP-096 is on the hull and is visible through the viewport. Video and audio feed is cut as the hull of Bathysphere 303A is breached. SCP-096 is recovered by Surface Recovery Team Foxtrot 303A without incident. The sketch of SCP-096 is also recovered, and a quick test confirms no hostile reaction from SCP-096. Sketch is sent to Experiment Control on New Zealand, while SCP-096 is moved to permanent containment. Upon arriving at SCP-0961's location, SCP-096 will proceed to kill and SCP-0961. 100% of cases have left no traces of SCP-0961. SCP-096 will then sit down for several minutes before regaining its composure and becoming docile once again. It will then attempt to make its way back to its natural habitat. Due to the possibility of a mass chain reaction, including breach of Foundation secrecy and large civilian loss of life, retrieval of subject should be considered alpha priority. Dr. has also petitioned for immediate termination of SCP-096. See Interview 096-1. Order was awaiting approval. Termination order has been approved and is to be carried out by Dr. on See Incident 096-1A. So, containment has been attained? Yes, Doctor. Let me see the security footage. Begin log. A large steel cube is shown in the middle of a research lab, which is teeming with a dozen or so researchers. In view of the camera is a control booth, displaying readings from various sensors inside the cube. Fast forward 1 minute, 32 seconds. The control booth operator leans forward, alerted to the various readings on the sensors. Approximately 5 seconds later, a steel wall on the containment cube receives a sizable dent bending outward. The dent becomes larger before breaking. SCP-096 is seen bending the steel away, frantically trying to escape. Emergency plates drop on the cube as a containment breach is sounded.
The security tape has SCP-096's face blurred out, as per containment protocol. 2 security teams enter the room as SCP-096 breaks out of containment. Live rounds and tranquilizer darts are fired to no visible effect. Approximately 90% of researchers and security personnel have directly viewed SCP-096's face, and a code Lima is declared. The room and surrounding areas are sealed and flushed with class nerve agent. Approximately 2 minutes later, SCP-096 breaches research site and travels kilometers through the outside desert, traveling. End log. Echo Romeo was assigned to immediate containment breach. When we realized just how big a breach we were dealing with, we were completely overwhelmed. Funny how the best and brightest minds in the world can be so unprepared. So, you're saying it's your own fault? Absolutely not. This was a new discovery in SCP-096's behavior. We had no way to know. And we were lucky it didn't turn into an XK. Begin log. Helm cam footage from...
Jeez, look at the build, bro. Like a skinny Mewtwo with no powers. Like, what the... I just want to see his actual face. But I guess the face is censored for a reason. It's supposed to be that mystery type of feel.
ER1. Footage from inside a UH-60 shows SCP-096 on the desert floor, moving at a considerable speed.
This is Echo Romeo Actual. We have visual of the target.
You're cooked.
Knots and increasing.
You're cooked. You're cooked.
ERA listens to the radio
He's
as
cooked.
orders are relayed. SCP-096 can be seen slowly gaining speed. ERA motions off camera. ER3 appears, holding a modified XM500 anti-material rifle. 2 shots are fired. The first misses, and the second hits SCP-096 in the lower leg. SCP-096 stumbles, but recovers. Speed change is insignificant.
On target. I repeat, no effect on target.
ERA motions...
And he taking bullets, bro. Just kill me, bro. Just kill me right now. Like, just kill me, bro. Like, it's just like, okay, bro. If you can eat bullets, bro, I'm dropping my gun. I'm just like these. It's free eats, bro. Take what you need, bro.
ER3 again. ER3 fires 3 more shots. The first 2 miss, and the third hits SCP-096 in the head.
Ooh,
SCP-096 falls, skids, and rolls several times, reducing its speed minimally.
Drop your gun, no. Shoot that too, honestly, yeah. Either that or I'm gonna drop it and just in GTA.
SCP-096 rolls to its feet and continues unabated.
Y'all just heard that? Y'all heard that, right? Got shot in the head. A headshot. They said it rolled around and then...
SCP-096 rolls several times ahead. SCP-096 falls, skids, and rolls several times, reducing its speed minimally. SCP-096 rolls to its feet and continues unabated.
Like I said, bro. What's the point of a gun? What's the point of a gun? It's over, bro. It's over, bro. It's over, bro. Yeah. Pika, yeah, you ain't wrong about that option. I ain't gonna lie, I'm out there. Yeah, bro. Yeah. What can you possibly do? You're human, bro. You can't fight that.
Camera pans up to see 8 V-22 Ospreys belonging to Mobile Task Force Tower 1 flying overhead and past the helicopters on the same outbound vector as SCP-096. Camera cuts out. End log. Begin log. Video interview log 096-1A. Dr. Alexei appears very calm, determined, and answers all questions slowly and deliberately.
Where were you exactly at the time of the breach? On break, getting a cup of coffee. It was pure luck I wasn't caught in the containment area. Describe your actions directly after the containment breach. I sent Echo Romeo after SCP-096 and alerted Dr. Dan to the situation. We then set upon the task of locating SCP-096-1. Once the general direction of SCP-096 was determined, I sent the Mobile Task Force Tower 1 ahead to evacuate civilian population centers in SCP-096's path, all according to containment protocol.
End log. Begin log. Dr. Daniel, Dan, sits patiently. On the table in front of him is what looks to be a set of modified night vision goggles.
Oh no.
For the record,
I know you're not about to do what I think you're about to do. I know you're not about to try to hunt this thing in the nighttime. I hope y'all don't think it's gonna be sleeping either. Oh, nighttime, bro? Oh, y'all done fucked up.
where were you exactly during SCP-096's containment breach? In the mountain range, trying to find more information on SCP-096's origins. It was a quick research expedition, so I left Dr. Alexei in charge of containment. He's competent enough, if a bit eager, and he has proved himself in the past. This is all confirmed by the various related paperwork, so don't go thinking it was just for the record, Doctor. Now, knowing that SCP-096 is immune to all known forms of damage while in an enraged state, why would you order the sniper attacks from the emergency response team? Why not? If there was a chance to slow down SCP-096 and give Mobile Task Force Town one more time, then we had to try it. I put ER in no danger, and the choppers were in danger of being outrun anyway. Honestly, ER could do little else to help or harm the situation. I see. Now, could you explain this?
Interviewer motions to the goggles lying on the table.
Yes. This is Project Scramble, an eyepiece we assigned to ER and Mobile Task Force Town 1, designed by Dr. Alexei and myself, specifically for SCP-096. It carries a small microprocessor which constantly analyzes the viewing field for the facial features of SCP-096. Facial recognition software inside instantly identifies them, scrambling the image into an unrecognizable mess before the light reaches the human eye. It's quite ingenious, really. And expensive. Very. Which is why it's such a shame it didn't work.
End log. Begin log.
If you heard that, my stomach is on that tonight. What the heck was that?
Audio transcript between Mobile Task Force Tower 1 and modified EG-3 Sentry AWACS.
So you tell me you heard that just now? Mamma mia, man.
Call sign, Big Brother.
Power sprays in the air. Moving. Awaiting vector. Electronics online. Cruising altitude reached. Uploading program Scramble to all camera systems. Cameras online. Big Brother is now watching. What outbound vector is the target currently heading? Target is currently westbound, traveling on... Shit. Yeah, he's on the I-40. I think he just flipped a semi.
Yo.
Outbound vector is... degrees by... next town on the...
Oh my gosh. It's a crazy angle. So you tell me this man got no butt, bro? Look at his foot. Let me move my cam. Look at his foot, bro. Look how detailed it is on it. It shouldn't be that detailed. It should never be that detailed. Sheesh, bro. It's crazy that like you will look him out. I could already tell like he was moving like the Wendigo from like Until Dawn, bro. You could look malnourished, but you can move like you've been eating for years. It don't make no sense. Like you've been training for this moment, bro.
vector, I'd say a couple 100 kilometers. Shit. MTF, we're suggesting Echo Romeo begin evacuating the I-40. I don't know how many cars the target has wrecked. Hold 1. That's a negative, Big Brother. ER is reporting that the target is outrunning her choppers. They can't get ahead of him. Then get them to stop the motorists on the other lane. I don't know how many people have seen this thing's face.
End log. The first 3 elements of Tower 1 succeeded in gathering the townsfolk in the first 3 towns without incident. SCP-0961 was confirmed not to be in any of these when SCP-096 ran through each in turn without stopping. However, a video log in NTF Tower shows SCP-0961 being identified in the town of and the ensuing incident. Show it. Begin log. Helm cam footage from Element 4 of Mobile Task Force Tower 1 in the town of... Most of the townspeople are gathered in the square, all blindfolded. Helicopters sweep the town. Indistinct orders are heard over the loudspeakers from both the helicopters and the ground personnel.
The target is entering the proximity zone. All units activate scramble gear and begin crowd control procedures. All civilians are not to move from their spot or remove their blindfolds. If you move or touch your blindfold, you will be shot. I repeat, all civilians will be shot.
Approximately 2 kilometers away, SCP-096 is seen to be coming over the crest of the hills. It tries to slow down on the descent.
I'm thinking of like that freaking, I don't know if it was a movie or a show, but it was like Bird Box, right? Was it called Bird Box? I don't know if you've seen it, Pika, but if any of y'all remember, I think it's Bird Box, something like that. But it was basically like a woman and her daughter had to stay blindfolded, and like I don't remember the actual plot, but I know once they took it off, all hell will break loose, and I think you die or something like that. That's pretty much. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Hearing streets like that, bro, I gotta see what's going on around me, bro. I'm sorry, I got to, bro. I'm not gonna be able to do that. I'm sorry, I got to.
But trips and tumbles down at high speed, crashing through several houses before regaining its footing almost without delay.
Civilians are not to move. You will be shot. I repeat.
Several shots are heard, none of which are directed at SCP-096. SCP-096 stops for 1 second before running into the crowd of townsfolk, throwing many aside and trampling more. More shots are heard as the crowd begins dispersing, the loudspeakers unintelligible under the vocalizations of SCP-096. SCP-096 locates SCP-096-1, a middle-aged man, and the camera views SCP-096 grabbing him before it is hit by a fleeing townsperson and is dislocated from the helmet. End log. Begin log. Video interview log 096-1C.
I was looking through SCP-0961's house with my squad. Poor bastard was a semi-pro mountaineer. Took a trip to the... Apparently he took a snapshot of the landscape and just happened to catch SCP-096 in the background.
Wilford holds up 4 fingers for emphasis.
4 pixels. 4 fucking pixels. I doubt the guy even knew what he saw. He was probably just looking at the picture one day, noticed an off-color patch of snow, and went on with his day. How did you find it? Our scramble gear picked it up straight away. The lieutenant got the picture and took it down to the chopper before I ever got to see it. By then, the damn monster had taken down Big Brother and had peeled open the former Major Striker. All hell was breaking loose. So the scramble gear was ineffective? Ineffective? The goddamn scramble were pieces of shit that killed the whole damn task force!
Yeah.
You know, only 3 people were alive besides me. All because some retard egghead thought a state-of-the-art countermeasure to SCP-096's hostile reaction. Those bloody idiots could have put a bag over the target's head and been done with it, but no. We had to use state-of-the-art scramble.
This is a valid crash, bro. This is a valid crash out. It's valid, bro.
End log. Begin log.
What did that call me? I'll show that goddamn son of a bitch what an egghead is after I bash open his...
Interviewee begins shouting and cursing.
Do we need to administer a sedative, Doctor? No. No, I apologize. Scramble was a really ingenious idea. However, it was a failure because we did not fully know how SCP-096 worked. You see, as the chip inside Scramble picked up SCP-096's facial features and began scrambling them, there was a split second of uninterrupted light flow to the retina. Computers are fast, but not as fast as light, so there was a split second image of SCP-096's direct face sent to the brain. It wasn't even consciously received, but apparently it was enough to trigger the hostile reaction in SCP-096. So, with the report of this photograph, that's the most disturbing part of this whole incident. You know when the former SCP-0961 went on his mountain trip? 1990. That's years of that photo hanging there before he saw SCP-096. Since the brain doesn't need to be aware that it is viewing SCP-096's face to trigger the reaction, there could be ticking time bombs hidden literally anywhere in the world. How many photographs are out there containing SCP-096, just going unnoticed, waiting for a careful eye?
As I said before, I want this thing terminated. Now!
End log. Just a quick question, Doctor. What exactly were you planning on doing there? Major Jack Wilford was top-notch SBS when we recruited him.
I was also a recon corpsman, sir, and I was deployed in the Caucasus. Marines beat SBS.
No, they don't. Enough. Both of you. Moving on. Begin log. Video interview log 096-1D.
I got the bag over its head. Yes, you told me that. Could you tell me exactly what transpired? It was done with all its... and it was sitting there, in the highway. Just got done ripping open a minivan.
Interviewee is silent.
And... Wes landed the chopper. I got out and bagged it. I put the bag over its head. It got calm and they took it. So the victims in the minivan were the last to have viewed SCP-096's face.
Interviewee is silent. Interviewee remains silent for the remainder of the interview and was released. He was later found in his bunk room, having committed suicide via hanging with a makeshift rope. A half-crushed pacifier was found in his fist. End log. Begin log. Video log 096-1D. Confiscated tape from news broadcast CNN. The image shows first responders surrounding the remains of a crashed plane over the shoulder of a field reporter.
The plane, which seems to be military in origin, has no outward markings designating it as part of the U.S. military. While first responders look for a black box recording, it is thought by police that the plane crashed due to a massive cabin breach in both the cockpit and the fuselage.
The reporter motions to a large hole in the side of the plane, which several firefighters are climbing inside.
Paramedics have found only 3 bodies, which is odd for a plane apparently requiring a crew of around 20 men. Police have suggested...
The reporter is cut off, as 3 super stallions are shown hovering overhead, 2 of which land and begin unloading troops belonging to Mobile Task Force Epsilon.
Shut off the camera. Shut off the mother...
Dang.
End log. Begin log.
So, how did we finish here? One last question, Doctor. Our statement, as it seems. We find it interesting that there was no break room at research site. Or coffee.
The interviewee remains silent.
We think it would be best if you began talking.
Remainder of video interview log 096-1A, redacted. End log. I don't see what that has to do with me. There's no reason to play dumb, Doctor. He's told us everything. Well then, I guess there's no use in feigning anything. Is there? Audio recording. 05 hearing.
Upon reviewing your testimony and available footage, and the confession of the late Dr. Alexei, it is the unanimous agreement of the 05 that you are to be terminated for your part in the gross breach of SCP-096. And I thought you would know the meaning of for the greater good. Do not try my patience, Doctor. Given the incident's scope and potential, the 05 have approved your request for termination of SCP-096. Given the lack of personnel with understanding of SCP-096, the termination will be entrusted to you, under heavy guard and the personal supervision of me. Your own termination will be scheduled at a later date.
End log. That's horrible, Doctor. How could you know it worked? There was only a matter of time until that happened in a major population center and his face spread all over the news. I can kill 096, but I've killed myself in the process.
Audio log from interview 096-1. Interviewer, Dr. Interviewed, retired Captain. Former commander of Retrieval Team Zulu 9, Alpha. Retrieval incident,
096-1A. Begin log.
It always sucks ass to get initial retrieval duty. You have no idea what the damn thing is capable of besides what jacked up information the field techies can scrape up. And you're lucky if they even tell you the whole story. They told us to bag and tag. Didn't tell us jack shit about not looking at the damn thing.
Could you describe the mission, please?
Yeah, sorry. We had 2 choppers. One with my team, and one on backup with Zulu 9B and Dr. We spotted the target about 2 clicks north of our patrol path. I'm guessing he wasn't facing in our direction, else he would have taken us out then and there.
And your report says SCP-096 didn't react to the cold. It was -degrees Celsius.
Actually, it was minus. And yes, it was butt naked, and it didn't do so much as shiver. Anyway, we landed, approached the target, and Corporal got ready to bag it. That's what Dr. called. I turned to answer it, and that's what saved me. The target must have turned and my whole squad saw it.
That's when SCP-096 entered an agitated emotional state.
Yep. Sorry. Got the willies for a second.
That's alright.
Yeah, well, I never saw its face. My squad did. And they paid for it up the ass.
Could you describe it a little more, please?
Yeah. It started screaming at us and crying. Not animal roaring, though. It sounded exactly like a person. Really fucking creepy.
That has to be like, imagine sounding like that, and then his abilities are fucking. Is Neanderthal the right word for this type of thing? He's just not human. He's built like an 8 foot tall Slenderman, bro. And mad agile too. I'd be, bro, what? Like, and nothing's correlating, bro. With this build, at least, this whole thing makes sense. But I'm talking about like him in general, bro.
We started firing when it picked up Corporal and ripped off his leg. God, he was screaming for our help. Anyway, we were blowing chunks out of the target, round after round. Didn't do jack shit. I almost lost it when it started.
That's when you ordered the use of an AT-4 HDT launcher.
An anti-tank gun. Started carrying it ever since SCP got loose. I've seen those things tear through tanks like tissue paper. Did the same thing to the target.
There was significant damage to SCP.
Where does it get its strength from? That's what I don't get, though. You can be built like that and be mad strong. How does that make sense? You should be able to, like, push anything out your way, bro. I guess you're tall, but that don't mean you're strong. No? This doesn't make no sense, bro. What the hell? Some superpowers.
B-096.
It didn't even flinch. It kept tearing apart my squad, but with half of its torso gone.
But was it taking damage?
If it was, it wasn't showing it. It must have lost all its organs, all its blood, but it didn't acknowledge any of it. Its bone structure wasn't hurt at all, though. It kept tearing my squad apart.
So, no actual structural damage. How many rounds would you say were fired at SCP-096?
At the least, 1,000. Our door gunner kept his Gal 19 on it for at least 20 seconds. 20 seconds. That's 650 caliber rounds pumped into the thing. Might as well have been spitting at it.
Pretty much.
This is when Zulu 9B arrived.
Yeah, my squad was gone. Zulu 9B managed to get the bag over its head and it just sat down. We got it into the chopper and got it here. I don't know how I never saw its face. Maybe God or Buddha or whoever thought I should live. Jackass.
We have obtained an artist's depiction of SCP-096's face. Would you like to view it?
You know, after hearing that thing's screams and the screams of my men, I don't think I want to put a face to what I heard. No. No.
All right. I believe we're done here. Thank you, Captain. Let this be on record that I'm formally requesting SCP-096 be terminated as soon as possible.
End log.
Jeez.
27. There have been 27 attempts on SCP-096's life in the past 6 months, all directed by the man who set him free, Dr. Daniels. Daniels, for his part, has spent the last 6 months in a cell. On a good day, he is escorted to the testing chambers to oversee an attempt and then back to that cell. His termination has been delayed in order to allow him to oversee the destruction of SCP-096. But the O5s are losing their patience. Dr. Daniels is a condemned man, but if all he can do is fail, well, they have plenty of other people who can handle this project. He has a month left. Regardless of his results, at the end of that month, he will be terminated. These are his last days, and last attempts to take SCP-096 with him.
I thought it said Dirty Dan. I was going to say Dirty Dan is crazy. Dr. Dan. Posted on March 2010. This was a minute ago. Oh my gosh. I've been so late to this. I'm a good... My goodness. Okay. 096. I ain't gonna lie. Out of everybody that I've seen so far. Yeah, honestly, yeah. He creeps me out the most. He creeps me out the most. For sure. Now... They didn't really go into an origin for 096. There's no way that thing was just born that way. There's no way it didn't come from like a good life and it just turned into that. I'm still convinced that like this was a freak accident and he can't really control what he's doing now that he's transformed into something else completely different. But if he's, you know, oh, there's probably not a continuation about this, but I feel like they can actually make a dope storyline using the Shy Guy, though. Really, though. They can actually make a dope storyline. It is the end of Thriller Thursday for next week's EP. We are most likely going to get into the longs tomorrow. Let's see what we got left, though. Look at this, man. We actually, no, we still have some, you know, good size ones. So, honestly, we probably, all the single-digit numbers, we're going to have to go through that. Here, this is where start stuff getting long. After we get past to the second page, yeah, we got way more to go. Yeah, it's gonna be a long ride though, but it's all good. We're gonna enjoy the process while we keep going through these interesting videos. I ain't gonna say to subscribe and all that, but hey, little bro did say subscribe and tune in, man. Stay smooth. God bless. And yeah, that's it. Take care, man.